it's all in play. Glory's call in the all-star fray. 12 dreams clash, it's the league showcase. Glory's chase, feel the ground shake. You stand tall, never fear the climb. All for one, and it's game time. In the stands, hear the roaring crowds. Wearing colors, we're standing proud. 12 teams fight under the spotlight's rays. Glory's night in the all-star blaze. Sweat and toil on this hallowed turf, one will rise.
Good evening, All Stars. As the title to the stream says, now the end is near. We are very much into the last throes of the regular season, and this is kind of the state of play. So we remember we've got 12 teams across 3 leagues, split into 3 conference divisions of 4, and essentially the top 8 from the overall 12 qualify for the playoffs. And the situation at the minute is that for some time, Memphis Reigns have been out of the race. So they are one of the 4 teams who will not make it. On top of that, we have the Short Pump Sloths, who recently fell out of the race. So unless they were to win 3 out of 3 and there was to be a significant goal change, they would also be out the race. And then the El Loco Fire, who also have 3 games left but cannot catch the Alcatraz boys. So the state of play is essentially Alcatraz are on 38, and we're looking for the Gators, who are on 33, to catch the Alcatraz boys. So they need to make up a 5-point differential. But they do have a game in hand on Alcatraz. So Gators have a potential of 9 points to play for. Alcatraz only have 6 points to play for. So Alcatraz can finish on a maximum of 44 points. If the Gator boys were to win all 3, that would only put them on 42. So they kind of need to win 2 and hope that Alcatraz lose at least 1 to have a shot on that last game of the season. If Alcatraz were to win tonight, then they would be home and dry. Even into Scotty, even into Stee, even into Mega Horse, and we will get cracking with just wherever the game takes us tonight. And we're going to start with the drivetrain. It is an unchanged as is Detroit drivetrain, a really familiar looking 11 that they've had for a number of weeks now. And the reason is because their form has been so good over the last couple of weeks. 1 defeat in their last 7 or 8, and actually that 1 defeat was only their 1 defeat in about 10 or so games. They are in fine form. In particular, Scholes has been fantastic, as has Del Vecchio as well. They play the Memphis Reigns tonight. Oh, and Rocks is the only team I haven't loaded in. So you'll just have to give me a second, gents. Apologies, boys. I thought I'd loaded everybody in. Back to Montero left, Mendez. So back to Montero left, and where is Mendez? There we go. And Ortega in for Aymar. There we go. And it is the Memphis Reigns, who do have a hell of a lot of kind of home safe favourites. We just really haven't been able to do it this season. Although their form over the last few weeks has been a little bit better than we've been used to, but still with a number of defeats in there as well. Savage is, of course, through to the All Stars Cup final, as well as being firmly in the playoffs, and he'll just be looking to continue that bit of form that he's picked up. As we said, probably 2 defeats in about a dozen games, and looking very good in a highly unusual formation, not one we usually see with 3 up top. And that away kit looks pretty nice, as Vieri has a chance and smashes a low 24 minutes in. Hell of a lot of text for 24 minutes played. Nesta into the book. Memphis Reigns leading on possession, but actually not really creating the chances, although the text is contrary to what the match stats would say. And the Memphis Rains have been the better side in that first half. 7s and 6s, apart from Harry Kewell, who is on an 8, having won all of his tackles, all of his headers, and having had a shot on target as well. Vieri with that chance blazed wide early doors, probably the most talent chance that Memphis Rains had. Over at the drivetrain, who have went as is and changed absolutely nothing. Nesta having a little bit of a poor game there compared to what his form has been like on a 6 and a yellow card. Scholes and Vecchio, the two that I mentioned at the start of the stream, just not quite doing it. Fitness concerns potentially with Medevikia and Scholes both on 78%. We'll see if Savage is making any half-time changes, or if he is just going to roll with. So an as is from Rocks. And we'll just give Savage just about 20 seconds or so to decide what he wants to do, and we'll then get cracking. So drivetrain firmly in the playoffs and have been for a while. Memphis Rains, unfortunately, nowhere near. Rock started with a more or less about a dozen game deficit at the start of the season, so he'll be back stronger and in contention next season when he's got a full run at it. Haven't seen any changes from Savage, so I shall just give him 5 more seconds, and if there's nothing coming through, we will make whatever his changes are at 60. Savage, if you're there, mate, if you can get your changes in, that'd be grand. Oh, there we go. Swap Henry with Scholes. Bring Scholes off for Shearer, so the big man gets a run up off top, not Kenny Cunningham. Swap Henry with Scholes and swap Scholes for Shearer. Evening, Spuds. How you doing, my man? Hope you're well, kidder. And we will kick this one off. There is Henry Boyer in there with half a chance. 51 minutes played. Rivaldo's name mentioned. Henry with a chance. And 58 minutes played. We're going to get to 60 as the Memphis Rains have a chance on the halfway line. I think it was Rivaldo and Medevikia with fitness concerns there. 75 and 78. And Barthez, the only one in the drivetrain colours that are performing above an 8. Shearer yet to do anything and sticks on a 6. Over at the Memphis Rains, better of the ratings. There's only 2 players on a 6, and that is Montero and Vieri. Vieri with that glorious chance in the first half, just not putting it away. And actually everybody else is doing bits for Roxy. In terms of conditions, not the 78 that Savage has to worry about, with only Ortega on 80% being the only notable concern, really. And we'll see what Rox wants to do. Valtellina for Arca. And I'm off for Ortega. You probably get the sense that either one of Ortega or Aymar is going to go in the summer window for Rocks. Definitely doesn't feel as though there's place for all of them in that side. And Savage again, mate, if you could just let us know what your changes are. Rivaldo for Alex. There we go. Stream died on your PC. Nobody's, mate. Nobody's. Rivaldo for Alex is the change for drivetrain, and we will rock on to 90 minutes. Oh, and there is a goal. It is Alan Shearer brought on at half time. Aymar goes into the book, and Savage has just got a little bit of the magic touch at the minute. The changes, the calls. Oh, and there is Vieri. Does put it away. 72 minutes. Are we going to go to a golden goal for the night? Big double save from the Memphis Rains keeper. End-to-end stuff now in the last 10 minutes. Barthez showing safe hands. Zielius body checked. Hell of a lot of Memphis Rains pressure in these last 4 minutes. Oh, when I think I was not sure who that was with the header, but probably should have scored. End of 90 minutes. And Memphis Rains, probably the best they've looked in a long time in terms of match stats. Nobody below a 7 now for the Memphis Rains. Charlie Chaos really pulling the strings in terms of passes in the kind of the engine room of the team. Over at the drivetrain, a lot of yellow cards, and this really is the time of the season where we'll not want to be seeing the bookings stack up. My Dandy side in particular, Keane and Jeremy, seem to be rotating every other game. They're at a stage now where if they get a booking, they're missing the next game. Long ball for Savage. We'll see what the Memphis Rains want to do. Just give Rox a couple of seconds, and if there's nothing else coming through, we'll crack on, aware that he's on the road, as is from Roxy. Brilliant. 90 minutes played, and we will crack on. This will be it until the bitter end. And there is Still can't say his name, but there is a rare golden goal victory for the Memphis Reigns, given that Drivetrain have been on a hell of a run of form. That is a fantastic performance from the Memphis Reigns and a hope for next season. Those ratings, unbelievable, those ratings, really front to back. Over at the Drivetrain, a 5 from Janet Cheddar. It's been ages since Savage has been let down by Janet Cheddar. He's been so good for him this season. And again, just some of the names that have performed have really not done it there. Unlucky Savage, and well done, Rocks. I'm sure Savage won't begrudge you that victory, mate. We go over to the Steam Pigs against the Gators. Steve's submission was a little bit late, cut it fine with like 2 minutes to go, but it was just contra for Zanoni. Otherwise, it is as is. Steam Pigs have been a little bit stuttered over the last probably 6 or so games, but did have an absolutely rampant victory against the Gators, where all of the big names that have been so quiet for so long for Steve did turn up and did start to do the business again. The Gators do go back to what I would say is the kitchen Dan kind of standard. They pushed on 4-1-3-2 with the 3 across the middle, and a couple of names that we haven't really seen much of. Guardiola and Benitez being 2 of them, and he continues the faith with Rui Costa in that MC position, despite him having been pretty honking for him for the majority of the season. Gators again really do need a win tonight. If they weren't to win tonight and Alcatraz were to get a point, that would be more or less their race ran. And it's just the formidable attacking force of the Steam Pigs that they have to get past. Half a chance for the Steam Pigs. We jumped to 30 minutes there and nothing else happened between 10 and 30 minutes. Simeone into the book. A horse there with a, as ever, timely recommendation of pronunciation for Schmutz. We get to half time and yeah, I think so, Savage. I agree, especially those of us that have went deep in the cup as well. Like that 3 days between the cup semi-final and then the league, and then the league again 2 days after. That has been a little bit of a killer for a couple of us, I think. We do get a half time, and Michelini and Contra both into the book, and 9 for Walter Samwell. Just doing what he usually does, but again, 3 sixes for the front 3 tells you that this game has been a little bit of a dead rubber. Steve saying it doesn't seem that bad. I agree, mate. But that, I always think when the game jumps a massive chunk of time, it kind of tells you that fuck all's happened. Rui Costa on a 6. I don't think Dan is around, but I will just give him a couple of seconds. I know he's busy this weekend, so we will see if he makes it in. If not, I'll just give him 10 or so seconds and we'll roll. Interesting looking at this Gator side. If they were to fail to make the playoffs, you're kind of looking at who he's going to cash in on. You've got Anelka and Raquelme on the bench, Hoffland on the bench, Kalojny on the bench, Dida on the bench. I think you would attract a decent amount of interest for all of those players in his 11. We are going to go, and if Dan pops up and makes any changes, then we will make them at 60 minutes. We jumped 7 minutes straight away to 52 minutes. 55 minutes played now. Crespo body checked by John Terry. We jump to 67. Elbert hits the woodwork and it goes over the bar. Samwell on a 10. It looked to be Lilian Thuram who put last minute pressure on Elbert before he hit the woodwork there. Condition wise, nothing to shout about for Steve. We'll see what he does. Over at Kitchen Dan, we'll just have a little look at condition. If there's anything jumping out, we will make a change. I think I will make a change for him. Rui Costa for Raquelme. Just purely on the fitness. He did say about instructions around fitness issues, so we'll see if that makes a difference. Steve will leave and we will roll. Are we going to get our second golden goal game of the evening? Terry goes into the book. We're sure he was booked first half. Nothing happening there. And there is Totti, the winning goal, and that will hurt Dan, given his love affair with Totti in the past. Big players score big goals, and unfortunately, that is probably the Gators' race run. They have 2 games left to play. They are now 5 points behind Alcatraz, and if Alcatraz were to get a point tonight, it would more or less put them beyond the reach of the Gators, or make sure that the Gators would have to go 2 out of 2, which is unlikely. Walter Samwell on a 10, an absolute beast at the back, and Steve right there echoing what I've said around being a former Gator, putting him to bed. Unlucky Dan, and well played, Steve. Over at the Bisons against the Vikings. The Bisons make a couple of changes tonight. The more familiar Tomazzi, Ndai and Petit DMC line after all 3 were missing last game, and Baroshalotto comes in for the injured David Beckham. Alaska Vikings, who of course last time out did get a win against the Bison. So if they were to win tonight, they have scored 2 more and conceded 4 less. So even if the Vikings were to win tonight, the Bison would still have a game of hand, and they would be, have a considerable goal advantage of around about 6 or 7. Vikings do go as is tonight, hence the reason why I didn't bring their tactic up. So we'll see. A point would guarantee the Bisons the overall top spot finish, and there they are off to a flying start. Baroshalotto does put his team 1-0 up. Rowell into the book. Giggs, all of the names being mentioned for Bisons that he'd want to see, and there is Pierre, who is becoming a little bit of a cult hero at the Bisons, almost like Rayard was in old school Super League, and Ruud van Nistelrooy keeping it interesting at half time. Bisons with more chances, but just absolutely clinical. Looked really in control of that for the vast majority of it. Only to keep Aaron Pagliuca on a 6, and Raul with the assist, and also Ryan Giggs. Over at the Vikings, haven't seen Jens in the chat. Ruud van Nistelrooy, the standout, 2 shots, 2 on target, and 1 goal. The assist coming from Javier Zanetti, and nothing of concern in terms of fitness. So we shall just see if Jens wants to make any changes, if he does pop up. It's usually about this time of the season where Tato's guaranteed playoffs that he'll start rolling out the Ashley Lythe. When the pressure's off, give him a run, give him a couple of games. Pierre having only passed the ball 6 times and completing 3, but actually getting the goal and still having chances at the right end of the table. So Tato briefly at 9:05, and then he disappeared. So if he doesn't pop up in the next 5 seconds, we will crack on and then make changes at 60 minutes. Yeah, we'll crack on. Tato, if you do come in, we will make your changes at 60. And Giggs is into the book. Pagliuca fist the ball away. Can the Vikings get back into this? 60 minutes played now. And I think that was Ronnie Johnson getting involved in the block. Roy Mackay's on a 5. Conditions-wise, Van Nistelrooy's struggling, but you're not going to be taking him off when you're chasing a win. See if Jens wants to do anything about that Mackay 5 if he does pop up. 8s and 9s and 7s other than that. So the 7s are for Raul, who's booked, and Rossini. Condition-wise, Ryan Giggs on 69%. If Tato is about, he probably wants to make a move on that. Okay, just got your message there, Tato, mate. So yeah, if you want to make any changes now, then do so. Giggs is struggling on 69%. Probably an idea to get him off, I reckon. Slava potentially on that left-hand side. Just let us know what you want to do there, Spud, as is. All right. And we haven't seen Jens, so we will rock and roll. Evening, Rob. You haven't played yet, mate. So just in time. It's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. Totally fine, mate. It happens to the best of us. All sorts of mad fucking thunder and lightning storms around the UK at the minute. So yeah, who knows what's happening. And the Bisons guarantee themselves the first place finish. Congratulations to Tato, first ever side to finish top of the overall conference in the All-Stars with a 2-1 win over their rivals, their long unable to shake off rivals. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Qs, Tato, but for some reason they're not popping up for some people and others. It's a bit mad. Even in that test save that I did, Mackay on a 5, and actually just a really standard front to back solid Vikings win as they build towards the playoffs. It is the Alcatraz boys against Pelham, and Alcatraz do go as is to last game. And Pelham do make a couple of changes. Figo comes in for Agahawa, Cole for Danielson, and Sorochinsky came into that left DMC for Kaladze. In terms of what's on the line in this one, with Gators having been beaten, and who is that off? That is Paolo Maldini off. So in the absence of Hopkins, we'll make that change. Dimble, if you're there, mate, you do get to make a change, although we're a minute in. So do let me know. And Dimble, I've just seen your message in the FIFA group, so we will crack on because I think he's off the bed. 9 minutes, Pelham with a chance. As we said, Gators losing to... Oh, sorry, Dims. Sorry, cheers, right, okay. No change. There he is, he's alive. 25 minutes played. And Pelham just looking to turn the screw. With Gators losing, the pressure is off Alcatraz a little bit, but there is Ronaldinho with the goal, 15th goal of the season. And do get to half time. Pelham the better side. Although ratings wise not particularly good. Ronaldinho where you need to be. And is that Figo with the assist? It is. A much maligned Figo who Dimble has kept the faith with this season and has popped up with the odd goal and assist at the right time. Over the Alcatraz, just a mix of 5s and 6s and 7s. And yeah, just looking bang average from the Alcatraz. However, you know, they are on 38 points. Gators are still on 33, so they would still be 5 points ahead with a game to play for them and 2 games for 2 games for the Gators. Dimble Rolls haven't seen Hopkins, so we will continue. And there is Kandaya, who does level things up. And Inzaghi, the 10 men of Alcatraz have done absolutely nothing, and there is an injury to Figo as well. Well, 15, 20 minutes into the game in the second half, and it's just flipped on its head. The game has just decided to absolutely shaft Dimble, which is a rarity. I'll admit it's a rarity, but it's happening nonetheless. Dimble, I'm going to make the Agahawa change, and if you can just let us know what your 60-minute changes would be as well, given that we're at 66. Just let me know what you want to do there, brother. Agahawa comes in. Will he make any other changes? Joe Cool struggling a little bit on 72%. Clive for Nikolai. Agahawa for Figo. Kaladze for Petit. Couple of changes there. We'll just have a quick look at Alcatraz. And nothing of note there. This win would kill the playoff hunts. Basically, it would mean that Alcatraz would be. But there is Lasisi, who has something to say about the playoff race. A point is probably enough for Alcatraz, but they would have to get through the full 20, the full 2 halves of 15 in extra time. Montella with a chance. Oh, big save from the Alcatraz keeper. A lot of pressure from Pelham coming now. Are they going to get the winner? And there is Nikiforenko. In the 90th minute, Nikiforenko seals his side a playoff position. And Pelham, unlucky to lose that, especially against 10 men, but we've seen that happen time and time again against 10. Nikiforenko with a man of the match performance. He has been pretty decent for Hopkins this season. And when it mattered most, Alcatraz have been absolutely honking over the last probably 10 game weeks. But when it mattered most, the Alcatraz boys go on 41 and they can't be caught by the Gators. So we have our 8 playoff sides locked in now with our local fire, Short Pump Sloths, the Gators and Memphis Reigns not qualifying for the playoffs for the first time this season. Yeah, well played, Hopkins. That is a massive, massive win. Over at the Short Pump Sloths against the Des Moines Demons, Des Moines do make a couple of changes. Exeter Berea comes in for Kieran Dyer, and a couple of little bits of jiggery poky with Lewis Enrique coming on the bench. Over at the Short Pump Sloths, who probably got one of the worst packs of the season, and go like this. Rob, if you're there, mate, can you just confirm on your lineup 11 that you submitted there wasn't any arrows on the AML and AMR? So if you could just confirm, I'll give you a couple of seconds, mate, just to let us know if there are any arrows on that AML and AMR. And if you don't confirm it, we'll just crack on. Who the fuck's that pressure washing at this time of night? Fucking lunatics, honestly. Rob, haven't heard from you, mate, so we will crack on. And if you do pop up, we will make the changes when you say something as we kick off. Roberto with the goal. Oh, wow. And Silvestre. Double punch. Where has this been from the short pump slots all season? What a game this is. Saeed, we've had 3 goals inside 12 minutes. And this 2-2. This is classic short pump. Classic Des Moines as well, to be fair. And there's 3-2. They've turned it around. They were 2-0 down inside the first 10 minutes. And there's 4-2. What the fuck is going on in this game? Holy shit. 6 goals inside the first half. That is absolutely nuts. Yeah, don't really know what to say about that. Ibrahim Saeed having only passed the ball 7 times, but 2 touches of that was putting the ball back into the net. What a first half of football that was. Christ. Fucking brilliant. This is all stars. Over at the short pump, that looked to have won the game inside the first. I'm guessing Rob Sloth is on a little bit of a delay. He's just said, "Here we go," and and I know he's 4-2 down already. So we'll just wait for that satellite delay to catch up. Horse making the point that it's 9-4 on aggregate in a game and a half. That is absolutely nuts. That as is okay, lovely. As is from Horse and an as is from Rob. What a game! More goals. Come on, 47 minutes played, 51 minutes played now. Another chance for Brugging and Volodenkov. And Des Moines, wow, what the fuck? This is absolutely nuts. This is 6-3, 6-4. Holy shit. I'm going to get told off the misses. What the fuck is going on here? Holy shit. 6-4. This is fucking bonkers. Eliphathropoulos is on a 3. Rob, what you doing here, mate? Fucking hell. Over at Des Moines, it's a bunch of ratings as mad as the formation is. Christ. This is absolutely nuts. I don't think I've ever seen a game a game between 2 human players with this. Right. Rob, I've just seen behind the front 2. What have you said there, mate? You'll have to let me know again there what you want to do there, bud. Who's going behind the front 2? This is absolutely fucking nuts. 6-4. Imagine this finishes 6-6. Recoba off for Vasilyuk. There we go. Right, okay. Kerr off for Zizi. And get him in behind like that, Rob? Can you just confirm that, mate? If this ends 6-6 or 7-7 or something stupid like that, then for me it's up there as the best ever. That brilliant. And we will kick off. 81 minutes played. Is there going to be more? 87 minutes played. Someone's just hit the post. Kesman denied a great goal. 90 minutes played. Oh, Del Piero over the bar. Well, lads, all I can say is that was an unbelievable game. Fair play to you. That was cracking. A 10 for Sigalgo. That's up there as one of my favourites. Just give me 2 seconds, boys. The bench just woke up. Give me 2 seconds as we get to the dandies. All right, boys. All right, boys. Sorry about that, gents. Right, who am I playing? I'm playing Scotty. Yeah, apologies. Let me just drop a WhatsApp message. Yeah, all right then. So the Dandies. Is this the last game of the night? Yeah, apologies about that, boys. Dandies in their familiar 11 now. Archie back to his on band. Over to Allogo, who do just make a couple of changes. John Welsh coming into DMRC and Tudor replacing Gareth Southgate into the left centre back position. There we go. Can the Dandies keep up what has been good form over the last couple of weeks, bar that Pelham result aside, as they look to build? And there is Lee Young Pure, early doors, getting a goal for a local Fire. Constantino 11 and things, ones each. As a local look to put themselves back in front again, Rusty going at the book. And Penza with a chance and a goal, 2-1. Dandies have turned it round. Can the local Fire pull Dandies back into level pegging? Cafu should have had a chance there and should have scored. 49 minutes played, and we get to half time, and the Dandies have turned it around. 6 chances to our locals 4. But the Dandies, nothing really much standing out in terms of fitness wise, but some solid performances. Lizarazu has been very, very good for a while now. Over at the local Fire, who go as is, without really looking too much. Dandies are just going to make a couple of changes. We'll go Patatoglu for Keane, and we'll go Ronaldo for back. As we go to 60 minutes. .54 minutes played. Can the local Fire get back into this? 55 minutes played now. Some Koviak, 64 minutes played. Yellow card. Oh, Ronaldo's injured. Good job it wasn't back then, innit? Cambiaso come on and Simkoviak will switch over. That'll do for our 60-minute changes. Over at the local Fire for their 60-minute changes. Kaka on a 5, Tudor on a 5. As there's just a few too many players not really performing for the local Fire at the minute. And we'll see what Scott wants to do. Van der Vaart, Jacques and Mido all on the bench who are capable of turning things around. If you just let me know what you want to do there, Scotty. If you're there, bud. Oh, there we go. Tudor and Gerard DMCs. Welsh right wing back. Liam Pure left wing back. One at the back. Mido on for D'Alessandro. 2 up top. Jacques for Kaka. And oh fuck, Jacques for Kaka. And I'm guessing little arrows like that. If you can just take a look at that, Scott, and just confirm. Fair play to our local Fire for absolutely wanting to do it. Arrows on all DMC line. There we go. And we will rock to the end. See if the Dandies can hold back what is a very, very attacking, and it is the Dandies who actually put it to bed. And there is Mpenza, 4-1 now. The attack and push from the local Fire boys has backfired spectacularly now, as the Dandies have really put them to the sword. Constantino puts it wide. It is Patatoglu and Mpenza who add to the goals in the first half, and Dandies have rolled into the playoff end, back end of the season. Depends our 6 chances, but only putting 2 of them away, but a rare 10 for him. And yeah, as Tato says, Lee Young Pure has been pretty good for Scott. Nearly an average of an 8 rating, as their local Fire season does come to close to a bit of a conclusion. On the classifieds, Memphis Reigns did it in extra time against the Drivetrain. Bisons assured themselves a top spot against the Vikings. Alcatraz beat Pelham 3-2. Dandies beat Velluca 5-4-1. Short Pump Slots in a hell of a game. Frame that, hang it in the Louvre. What a game. And the Steam Pigs beating the Gators. Domingos have got a queue. Pelham have got a queue. Steam Pigs not quite got their queue yet as conference winners. I shall do packs straight away, gents. And if you could get your teams in for Wednesday with Kitchen Dan, that'd be grand. Up the All-Stars.